video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Hey, Larson here, welcome to the newest Synthesize Sunday episode, and today I want to show you a very awesome trick that you can use. It's basically just a filter that can create This is a sound that I'm talking about. You can download it from my Patreon below, but don't forget that I have an academy if you want to learn a lot more about music production. I have a noisier style Euro drum bass course, but right now let's jump into it. Okay, so here is the sound on itself, and with the sub boom. Why is it a sub boom? Because it has a pitch envelope that creates a boom effect. So on itself, as you can hear, it starts on a very high, well, quite high frequency. So without that, it's just a static note. But with the boom, it sounds really great. And especially with the other elements of the groove. Because without the pitch envelope, it just doesn't hit. But with some slight pitch envelope, it can create a very, very nice tension to the sound. Anyway, so the Serum preset without the magic racks sounds like this. So let me show it to you. It's very, very simple. It's a wavetable that one of my friends Camille made. Looks like this. Comes from a sine and adds some additional whatever FM. Anyway, I bandpass filtered it. Oops, sorry. So I had to disable the EQ too. And some effects, an equalizer to chop off the very, very highs. Because we have some noise playing here. And a phaser. And a filter. And a hyper dimension. Now the trick here is this thing here that basically adds a pitch movement, and along with that it adds a bunch of hyper dimension expander effect. Well, only the hyper. So yeah, I thought that it would be helpful to play around with the FX filter. So this thing here, let me activate it. But I thought that this does not give too much to the effect, so I disabled them. Okay, so because it sounds dumb, I had to add this rack that I covered, I think, in the last video. So click here in the top right corner if you want to check it. It creates very, very nice crunchy distortion on the sound. And then I was like, okay, this is cool, but it doesn't have the sound that I'm really after. It's just very shy. Let's play a little with Serum FX. So I came up with the ring modulation effect. So let me deactivate every other effect. As you can hear, it creates this, oh, it's like an animal. And it sounds so cool. But I wanted to add some distortion because, you know, it still sounds a little dull. I added some slight reverb. And the chorus effect. And I think the hyper dimension was inactive. No, it was active too. So basically with the oh effect, I wanted to add lots of voices. With some voices, we can create very nice organic-like sound. So this is why lots of voices here with the chorus, reverb and the hyper dimension. So these are the modulation I used with LE41. I modulated only the mix knobs. So we are done with the Serum FX. As you can hear, it creates a whole different sound. But I was like, okay, this is cool. Let me show it to you in context. It's very interesting, but I was like, this is not very drum and bassy, not dark and not evil. So I activated another rack that I made. And this is a magic rack. So let me open it up. And as you can see, I'm using a bottom split, a frequency split rack, and I created two bands, a top and a bottom band. On the bottom band there is nothing basically. I use multi-band dynamics to separate the bands. So the bottom band is untouched, but the top band, here is the magic. So what I did is I applied a frequency shifter and an EQ8 to chop off the unwanted frequencies below basically the split point. So it is at around 400 Hz and the split is at around 6. So it's not totally accurate, but it doesn't really matter. You only need to go after the sound. So as you can see, it basically just transposes the sound down, but still keeping the fundamentals. And that is, I would say, very important, because we have some very heavy distorted low end on the sound. Let's say if I disable basically the split, so I'm only using the top band, this is how it would sound. All of the heaviness would disappear. So this is why I decided to split the sound at around 600, or maybe we can go 700 Hz. And this way I keep the very low end, that very heavy and crunchy low end, but I was able to transpose down that sound that creates that vocally kind of effect with the ring modulation. So if you are brave enough, you can still experiment with the ring modulation frequency. We are at 931 Hz. But I think this is the best we can come up with. And again, along with the sub, it's just boom, wow, especially with the drums. Okay, so if you want to grab this sound, check my Patreon and check my academy for awesome start to finish courses. I was at Letsynthesize. See you guys next time. Peace.